A birth control injection, the subject of debate for more than 20 years, could soon be available to American women. A former Exxon employee and his wife charged in the mysterious kidnapping of a top Exxon executive. And Eye on America, Las Vegas, behind the glitz, the glare of racial unrest. This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. Dan Rather reporting. A federal health panel is recommending Food and Drug Administration approval of a birth control drug for women. Most countries in the world allow this drug to be used. A single shot of it lasts for 3 months. But as health correspondent Edie Magnus reports, the argument over whether the drug is safe for Americans has lasted a lot longer.
This was round 3. Twice before, a panel of experts has recommended approval of the contraceptive Depo-Provera in the U.S. Both times, the government, citing safety concerns, has said no.
Don't do it again. Those of us who use Depo-Provera know it is not a perfect contraceptive. There are no perfect contraceptives.
Depo-Provera is a synthetic hormone administered by injection. The shots, relatively inexpensive, are said to be 99% effective in preventing pregnancy. Each one lasts 3 months.
It works great. I've been on it 20 years, and not a problem.
But for most of those 20 years, doctors and consumer groups have repeatedly wrangled over whether Depo-Provera is a safe contraceptive. Since the drug is approved for other purposes, doctors can prescribe it to patients for birth control. Mildred Hansen is one of them. She rejects early studies suggesting Depo-Provera may increase a woman's risk of cancer.
The link with Depo-Provera and breast cancer is questionable at best. And frankly, I'm not worried about it. I think that the risks are far outweighed by the benefits.
That argument has prevailed elsewhere. Some 11 million women currently use Depo-Provera in 90 countries where it is approved, most in the developing world. And a new World Health Organization study conducted in 3 countries found only what it called a weak link between Depo-Provera and breast cancer in young women, a risk no greater than the pill. That didn't persuade its detractors.
And I don't understand why we are here again. It has already been proven that Depo-Provera is dangerous. Nothing has changed. It continues to be dangerous.
The argument sounded much the same as before, but advocates of Depo-Provera say the stakes have never been higher, given the imminence of a Supreme Court ruling which may restrict a woman's right to abortion.
For that reason, it becomes even more important to be able to provide the women of this country with highly effective and safe contraceptive methods. Depo is a very good example of that.
It's now up to the FDA once again to consider whether to approve Depo-Provera. A final decision is still months away. Dan?
What's the outlook, Edie? Likely to be approved this time?
Well, if history is any guide, no. The government has twice rejected this. However, the proponents of this are hoping that the new evidence that they presented today may turn the tide.
We'll stay tuned. Thanks, Edie. A former Exxon Corporation security guard and his wife are being held without bail tonight in New Jersey, charged in connection with the mysterious disappearance of Exxon's top executive. Bob Fall has the latest.
Just after midnight, just after he'd made what officials say was another in a series of ransom calls, 45-year-old Arthur Seal was arrested, along with his 45-year-old wife, Irene. They have been charged with kidnapping and extortion.
If convicted on all 4 counts, both of these defendants face a maximum of life in prison and more than $1 million in fines.
But 52 days after Sidney Riso disappeared from this secluded New Jersey home, after his car was found at the end of his driveway with its motor running, there is still no sign of the whereabouts of the 57-year-old president of Exxon International.
Our goal was to secure the safe return of Sidney Riso, president of Exxon Company International. That primary goal has not yet been achieved.
Earlier this week, his wife of 37 years, appealing for his release, said she hoped he would be home for Father's Day.
Sid, please, if you can hear me, know that we love you, we miss you, and we pray for you every day.
Today, saying the matter is very sensitive, officials wouldn't discuss the case, would not say whether Seal, reportedly a former policeman and Exxon security guard, was working with others. Said one prosecutor, "This is no time to celebrate," adding, that the search for Sidney Riso will continue for as long as it takes. Bob Fall, CBS News, New York.
Los Angeles police have arrested a fifth suspect in connection with the attack on truck driver Reginald Denny during the riots 7 weeks ago. Meantime, in Los Angeles' Hispanic neighborhoods today, there were mixed reactions to a study that found most of those arrested during the riots were Americans of Hispanic heritage. Ron Allen has that story.
Mango con limón y chile, pepino.
Most people never see and don't understand the LA neighborhoods where the sights and sounds are Spanish. Streets that include thousands of newly arrived Central Americans who live near the riot's epicenter in one of LA's poorest and most crime-infested neighborhoods.
This community is being ignored for many years. They need power, economic and political power.
And the fact that so many Latinos were arrested during the burning and looting could focus new attention on the problems of the city's largest minority group.
If I'm a parent and I see that my neighborhood is being burned down, I'm going to go to the store and grab some milk, grab some food. That was the normal thing, grab some diapers.
And they also vented their anger at authority. These are people often at odds with immigration officials here, refugees fresh from civil strife back home.
They don't see the institutions as something that can help them. On the contrary, there's something that has to be avoided because it's traditionally meant problems for them.
But LA's Latinos are not part of a single community. For example, in largely Mexican-American East Los Angeles, the streets stayed calm during the unrest. And in this established working-class neighborhood, residents react to reports that say it was a Latino riot by saying, "We didn't do it."
It is kind of embarrassing, for one to be Hispanic and then to see that, but what can you do? You can't blame every Hispanic or every black for rioting.
I think you have a definite division between a recently immigrant community and a long-standing community, but we are one and have to be one if we're going to resolve the demographic and the racial tension within Los Angeles as a whole.
All of this presents a huge challenge for a diverse community, several million strong, fighting to have a voice in a city that's struggling to rebuild. Ron Allen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, former Defense Secretary Weinberger faces criminal charges and a judge. Prosecutors apparently are aiming for a bigger target. And the importance of fathers in the changing American family.
The formula was developed by a surgeon. Now, from the makers of Preparation H, new soothing alcohol-free cleansing tissues. They clean and refresh after hemorrhoid attacks. New cleansing tissues. From the makers of doctor-recommended Preparation H.
So you didn't get that BMW after all, huh?
Nah.
Or the Lexus?
Come on. Haven't you seen all the press this Bonneville's been getting? It's been named a Best Buy.
Uh-huh.
Best in its class.
No kidding.
It was even chosen as America's best sedan.
Bonneville, huh? Who'd you say, Mason?
Pontiac.
Nice.
I need a laxative that can work dependably.
Doxadan can.
But can it be gentle?
Doxadan can. Doxadan works dependably overnight with a special ingredient for gentle relief.
Dependable, yes. Gentle, yes.
Doxadan can.
It's no secret that while independent Ross Perot and the Bush-Quayle re-election campaign have plenty of money, Governor Bill Clinton's campaign is in debt. Today, the Republican National Committee accused Clinton of misusing Democratic Party funds in his campaign and asked the government to officially cut off his federal campaign funding. No one expects that to happen. Many observers say it's more an attempt to, again, embarrass the Clinton campaign.
Let's go to the phones. Good afternoon, Governor Clinton.
On the campaign trail today, Governor Clinton was on the talk show circuit, fielding phone-in questions at a radio station back home in Little Rock. Clinton denied any wrongdoing on campaign spending, called it Republican negative campaigning.
We got a couple of legal opinions, and the Democratic Party felt comfortable that it had gotten good legal advice. That's all I can tell you. We feel good about it, and we certainly asked before we did it.
President Bush campaigned in California today, trying to shore up support in what is supposed to be safe Republican turf, but where independent Ross Perot made some inroads with a campaign rally yesterday.
My good friend.
My question to you again is, we're going to talk about it or we're going to do it?
Today, Perot moved on to Denver for some in-person campaigning
Can you hear
and to
me up
submit
there?
petitions to get on the Colorado ballot. Perot backers say he has enough signatures to qualify now in more than 20 states. Caspar Weinberger, former defense secretary in the Reagan-Bush administration, today pleaded not guilty to felony charges in the Weapons for Iran criminal case. As Wyatt Andrews reports now, that case is raising new questions about what Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and those close around them knew back then.
The question still is, why go after Caspar Weinberger? Why would a man who opposed trading arms for hostages now face 25 years in prison? Sources familiar with this investigation are saying, forget Weinberger, this is about Ronald Reagan. According to Weinberger's indictment, he repeatedly lied to both Congress and investigators about 1,700 pages of notes he took while pleading with President Reagan not to sell arms to Iran. Why would Weinberger conceal his notes? The indictment suggests he was covering for the boss. Remember that throughout the arms for hostages scandal, President Reagan couldn't recall whether he approved shipping weapons to Iran in advance. It was part of the White House explanation.
The president did not have full details of all of the aspects of transactions that took place prior to the finding.
Prosecutors suggest in the indictment that Weinberger's notes refute that Mr. Reagan not only knew everything, but that when Weinberger told him it was all illegal, Mr. Reagan responded he could answer charges of illegality, but not the charge he had passed up a chance to free the hostages. Prosecutors, in other words, have Caspar Weinberger in court, but it's Ronald Reagan and perhaps then Vice President George Bush, what they knew, said, and when, that could make this a show trial. This prosecution, then, of a man and his notes turns out to be a tactic to flush out whether Weinberger has been hiding some Iran-Contra smoking gun from the beginning. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
Stay here with us now for more news, including a cry for help from another nation's children, staggering under civil war and drought.
I love performing, though it's a lot more fun with an audience. I love sweet things, too, like sun-sweet pitted prunes. They're so tasty and fat-free. It's love, all right. It's sun-sweet.
Ordinary pickles are cooked and limp. Not Clausen. They're packed fresh and stored cold, so they're always crisp and delicious. Taste the difference. Cold, crisp, Clausen.
How could this happen? They've taken the secret!
Europeans are upset. The Kellogg's Muesli cereal uses their secret recipe.
This we kept in the family.
After all, they've been guarding this delicious secret forever. Ah, but this luscious blend of sweet fruit, crunchy nuts, and crisp whole grains was destined to become Kellogg's Mueslix.
Angelina, you told?
It wasn't me. I swear.
Kellogg's Mueslix, the European secret for great taste.
Your routine, rugged, grueling, day after day. It's even harder when athlete's foot routinely comes back. But today, there's prescription strength Lotrimin AF. Many types of fungus can cause athlete's foot. But Lotrimin AF is a broad spectrum medicine, so it kills them all. No wonder it's the brand most recommended by doctors. So while there's no finish line for you, there is for your athlete's foot. Lotrimin AF.
Did you ever get zapped by a cop with a radar gun? Well, some cops are saying the guns are zapping them, too. Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Russian President Boris Yeltsin toured Canada today and won a promise of more economic aid from Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney. While Yeltsin has been getting a warm welcome during his North American tour, his popularity at home in Russia is sagging. A new poll out today finds only 12% of Russians say Yeltsin is doing a good job. Comparatively few around the world seem to care, but the United Nations is now warning of an increasingly desperate situation in the African nation of Mozambique. The combined effects of a severe drought and a long civil war have brought that country to the brink of famine. Alan Pizzi traveled to Mozambique and filed this report.
It is a drought unparalleled in living memory. For 2 years, there has been no real rain over an area 2/3 the size of the United States. In Mozambique, near total crop failure for the second season running has left more than 3 million people dependent on food aid for their very survival. And on top of that, 17 years of civil war confounds the massive international relief effort.
If the violence could be stopped and the countryside could be somehow pacified, then people could get back to some kind of normal life and have at least an even chance of dealing with the drought.
The only place Milani Sabani can find to plant her few remaining bean seeds is the bed of what was once one of southern Africa's mightiest rivers. The Limpopo is a desert now. Only the barest moisture is still within reach of hose. I don't know if it will grow, she says, but what else can I do? Women dig 10 feet into the riverbed to find enough water for their families. Juliette Beloyi says she doesn't know how far she has to come to get this water, but she spends most of her day doing it. The war forced her to leave a village near water. The drought pushed her even farther away.
There is universal agreement that the key to saving Mozambique and its neighbors from total catastrophe is peace. But that, like rain, is in very short supply around here. Guerrillas of the Renamo movement, who long enjoyed the backing of conservative American groups, wreak havoc and bloodshed over much of Mozambique. Their only known aim is to bring down the government.
In the last 2 months, 5 of my health workers have been kidnapped or their families kidnapped. People are hiding in the bush. The attacks start early in the evening. The bandits come in, kill people, and steal things.
This child was chopped with a machete when guerrillas raided his village. His sickbed is in a church. Renamo burned the real hospital down. 5 nuns treat the wounded, the malnourished, and a growing number of cholera victims as an epidemic they can't control begins to take hold. The makeshift cholera clinic has water for 1 hour a day. The combination of war, drought, hunger, and disease represents a monumental challenge for relief workers and the Mozambique authorities. If we wait for the children to start dying in front of TV cameras, one UN official said, it will be too late and a sin for us all. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Mabalani, Mozambique.
Coming up next, Eye on America. Tonight, Las Vegas. All that glitters is not gold.
Of 144 different import and domestic cars, only the elite make J.D. Power & Associates' top 10 models an initial quality list. That list now includes the Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra. We believe it reflects the commitment of the people who make it and the dealers who sell it, as well as the wisdom of the people who bought it. Cutlass Sierra from Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Can a razor cut your beard off below the skin without the blades even touching your face? It can if it's a Norelco. Norelco's patented lift and cut system lifts the hair, so when it's cut it can actually drop below skin level without the blades even touching your face. Are you getting a shave this incredibly close and exceptionally comfortable? You are when you shave with Norelco. Norelco, we make close comfortable.
This castle once had 26 bathrooms.
It'd be nice if one of them still worked.
Why?
What if my diarrhea comes back?
Relax. You took my Imodium AD caplets.
Just once. I usually take the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Imodium AD is much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose. Instead of dose after dose after dose, like the pink stuff.
Ready to go?
Before the sunset?
Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one-dose relief.
2 National League rivals battle it out when Gwynn and McGriff ignite the Padres against Will Clark and the Giants. Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on CBS.
The riots that erupted in Los Angeles 7 weeks ago permanently changed that city. But the effect wasn't confined to Los Angeles. 200 miles across the desert, a city of glamour and illusion caught a spark, and overnight was stripped of its illusion. Bob McNamara tonight revisits Las Vegas for Eye on America.
Welcome to Caesar's Palace.
Been wanting to come here for 20 years. This is Babylon.
It's totally different than anywhere else.
I'd always heard about Las Vegas, a place for dreams.
This is a side of the city tourists won't see. West Las Vegas, where old problems with police, poverty, and race caught fire after the Rodney King verdict. Over several nights, there were businesses burned and people beaten. A white cop was wounded, a black man died.
We are human beings. We bleed, we cry, we do all these things. You don't send no tanks for us. That's what they sent.
Gunshots coming from every direction. You're standing there behind a tree. I really didn't think I was going to make it out. We're working regular now, back to the norm.
It may seem normal, but Las Vegas is not the same. The city that celebrates free spending is being forced to deal in players long left out of the game. The division between haves and have-nots is nothing new in American cities. What's different here is the degree. Like everything else in Las Vegas, it's exaggerated. A few blocks from Glitter Gulch, a ghetto. West Las Vegas is mostly black, mostly poor, often ignored.
It's just a mess. I mean, it's a total mess. Black people don't feel that they're getting a fair shake here.
This is a neighborhood without. No supermarket, no fast food, no bank, no bus service after 6.
Most blacks in this city, it's like you've been sentenced to death. The wages are very meaningless, and people can barely feed themselves, more or less even pay rent.
It's been an economic kind of slavery that's been going on here. Young people have become less tolerant, and they're not going to stand for this type of treatment or repression any longer.
What's on your razor blade right there? They say because I wear a uniform and because I'm white that I'm here to oppress the black man. To me, that's racism.
Police here have been accused of being heavy-handed.
What's your name, hon?
You can't be afraid of policemen. We're here to help you.
Officers like Steve Jungie say police have an image problem.
You all right?
No, we took him.
All right. Smile for me.
We're trying our best. We're all human in this police department. We will make mistakes. We have made mistakes. That's no secret.
I know that with the right people doing the right things, that we will see some positive come out of this. So yes, I am hopeful.
Yvonne Atkinson Gates is running for county commissioner and pushing employment for blacks as a solution. Major casinos have each agreed to hire 3 more blacks in better-paying jobs. But even that small concession has critics.
Where do you stop? You can't just lay it at the feet of one industry here in Las Vegas and ask us to cure all the social ills.
The riots here never reached Glitter Gulch, but the message did. Suddenly, this city's fragile economy rides on finding new answers to old American urban problems. It's a reality check that can't be ignored, even in Fantasyland. In Las Vegas, Bob McNamara for Eye on America.
Recently, DuPont announced that its energy unit Conoco would pioneer the use of new double-hulled oil tankers in order to safeguard the environment. The response has been overwhelmingly positive. DuPont, better things for better living.
We built the Maytag refrigerator with shelves, bins, and drawers that will adjust to meet your changing needs in years to come, and solid heavy-duty parts to last for years to come.
Yo, Mom!
We can only guess what the world will be like in years to come, but it's nice to know that whatever the future holds, your Maytag will too. Buy one now and get the best warranty in the business.
Here goes my future.
It's a very sophisticated system. You're probably better off taking it to the GM dealership.
We haven't got that kind of equipment here. Best bet's the dealership.
Pretty tricky stuff. Out of our league.
Sorry, try the dealership.
The dealership?
The GM dealership.
Your breakfast, sir.
This new Kellogg's Frosted Bran is quite sensible. Crispy flakes with whole wheat and bran, lightly frosted for a taste.
A taste that's delicious!
I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. And new Kellogg's Frosted Bran has less sugar than you'd imagine, but the taste, it's out of
We've got to stop serving this.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran, wildly delicious, sensibly good.
This year, there are Father's Day gifts in bad taste and good taste. Bad taste and good taste. Bad, good. And a Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake that's in good taste for Dad is in good taste for everyone.
The basic makeup of many American families has been changing dramatically over the last few years, so this weekend, Father's Day, will take on special significance for the millions of American families without fathers. Jacqueline Adams looks at those who are trying to make do without Dad.
What are you going to get at the video store?
Deborah Galanter could tell Murphy Brown a thing or two about being a single mother.
It was very difficult on my own.
Deborah's not alone. Today, only about a third of America's children live with both a mother and a father. Divorce and the growing acceptance of single motherhood have changed the American family.
Studies show that children without fathers are more likely to live in poverty, to do poorly in school, to get in trouble with the law.
We are creating a generation that ought to be frightening everybody in this country.
After 3 decades of studying children, Dr. T. Barry Brazelton knows exactly how to talk to his own 2-day-old granddaughter.
Hey, come on back over here.
And how critically important fathers are.
He brings an easier kind of discipline. Fathers are better at discipline than mothers.
You have a bump on your eye. What happened?
And he brings a voice that says, hey, let that baby grow up.
Big boy.
Woo! Brazelton says babies love the adventure dads bring to their lives, and the dads love it too.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when I come home from work and he runs over and I can pick him up and grab him and he hangs on to me for a while.
I love her. I love her a lot. I can't really explain it. All the way up.
To fill the void, many single mothers try to find substitute fathers. A grandfather, maybe, or a program like this one, matching black kids with a mentor, someone who helps them with their school lessons and some of life's lessons, too.
It is important for black boys to understand what it is to be a black man in this society.
And what's that?
It's rough. It's really rough.
Vice President Quayle's remarks struck a nerve in our society. The family is changing, but hardly anyone thinks that fathers are unimportant. Just ask any kid. Jacqueline Adams, CBS News, New York.
And that's part of our world tonight. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers. Dan Rather for the CBS Evening News. I'll see you Monday when we begin our special series on Ross Perot. Good night.
Experience CBS News.
Like a stick of political dynamite, he's exploded every assumption about Campaign 92. Meet the man behind the mania. The week-long series of reports begins Monday on the CBS Evening News.
This is CBS.
Next on Hard Copy, the...
はい、今日のトピックスはニューヨークではなくてシカゴからです。シカゴの、はい。